Did you know that RuPaul is not the original Queen of Drag, and the first known person to self-identify as the Queen of Drag in America was a former enslaved African American? Grab your tea and let's get into it. This is William Dorsey Swann. William was born into slavery in Maryland in the year 1860, and he was the fifth child of 13 children. After the Civil War, Swann and his family were freed, and eventually his parents were able to buy a small farm. When Swann was in his 20s, he got his first job working as a hotel waiter. But at the age of 24, he was arrested after he was caught stealing books from the Washington Library Company. Yes, you heard that right. He was arrested for taking books home to try and learn how to read, and he was sentenced to 6 months in jail. His employers, the sentencing judge, and the assistant U.S. attorney filed a pardon for Swann. The petition emphasized that, quote unquote, he was trying to improve his education and provide for his family, and that his former employers would happily offer lifetime employment as a janitor. Now, Swann had bigger dreams than becoming a janitor, and during the 1880s and 90s, Swann organized extravagant drag balls in Washington, D.C., which created safe spaces for Black men and women to express themselves freely. These balls were more than just parties. They were acts of defiance against the oppressive laws and social norms of the time. Most of the attendees were formerly enslaved people who gathered to dance in their satin and silk dresses and express themselves freely. This group called themselves the House of Swann. Swann then started to call himself the Queen of Drag. Swann participated in dances such as the cakewalk. This dance was performed by enslaved people in America, which was their way of mimicking the mannerisms of their white plantation owners. Dances like voguing, which was popularized in the Harlem ball scene in the 1980s and 90s, actually resembles and comes from the cakewalk. On April 12, 1888, Swann was arrested on his 30th birthday celebration in what would become the first documented case of an arrest for female impersonation in the United States. According to the Washington Post, quote, he was arrayed in a gorgeous dress of cream-colored satin. After police raided the birthday celebration, Swann was bursting with rage as he stood up to one of the arresting officers and declared, "You are no gentleman." 12 other African American men were arrested at the raid. 17 escaped, and the arrest became a media circus. Swann was publicly shamed, which made it more difficult for him to throw drag balls because everyone in town was aware and afraid of being outed. Swann was sentenced to 10 months in jail for throwing these drag balls, to which he was convicted of, quote, keeping a disorderly house or a brothel. He then asked President Grover Cleveland for a pardon and was denied. This made him the first American on record to pursue legal and political action to defend LGBTQ rights. Swann would eventually stop throwing these drag balls for his safety, and on December 23, 1925, he passed away at the age of 65 in Hancock, Maryland. While the concept of drag has been going on for centuries, I think Swann was so brave to go from being an enslaved person to living freely and becoming the first known drag queen in America. I think what we can all learn from his story is that no matter what life has thrown at you, we only have one life. So live it authentically and live it freely. And I hope William's story continues to live on. Don't forget to like and follow, and let me know what you think in the comments down below. See you next time. Bye.